صباحكم. نحن هلا بساحة بلازا نويفا، الساحة الجديدة لمنطقة إشبيلية أو سيفيا كما سميت بعدين. منطقة مشهورة بزراعة البرتقال، يسمونا رينج هون. نبدأ جولة تور مشي بالمنطقة بعد شوي، فبداية نبدأ بالتصوير، بعدين بناخد معلومات عن المنطقة من الجايدز نفسه. Hola, buenos días. Walking tour here, they gather, no? Here. Okay, gracias. الزينة هلا كلها بدأت تحضيرات زينة كريسماس في مدن بإسبانيا. نحن ب 20 نوفمبر 21 نوفمبر اليوم. في مدن بدأت وقت الزينة، في مدن لسه. مثلا إشبيلية بدأت أمس، كان في بعض الأماكن تضوء. تواجد البوليس بأغلب المدن السياحية مريح جدا، سواء بإيطاليا بإسبانيا بكل الأماكن، وما في داعي للسائح أنه يخاف زيادة عن اللزوم. يعني حتى ببرشلونة كل المعلومات والفلوجز يعني الشيء أساسي معروف برشلونة أنه البيك بوكيت. أوكي، بيك بوكيت ممكن يكون بأي في مدينة سياحية يعني مكتظة موجود، بس ما في شيء اللي بيخوف. يعني الخوف لما السائح بيكون أخذ احتياطه، مخبى أغراضه الرئيسية الأساسية بالبوكيت، ما يحمل إلا الفلوس اللي بده يصرفها بهالوقت. يعني كل نزلة الواحد بيقدر قديش بده يصرف بهالنزلة، بيخليهم معه بالبوكيت يعني اللي ما بيشيلها كل شوي. وخلي أنا مثلا جيبي بتخلي لنقول 100 يورو، وجيب الثاني التشينج لما بتدفع بالباص بالمترو بأي وسيلة مواصلات، أو تشتري أي شيء خفيف مشان ما يتعرض الواحد لأي خطأ أو ينسى فلوس أو يكشف فلوس أكثر قدام ممكن يعني يكونوا عرضة بالسرقة بهالطريقة. فبالأخير السائح بيقوي قلبه وبيعتمد على خبراته وخبرات الناس اللي سبقته، بياخذ النصائح. بس أنا يعني ضد إنه التخويف الزايد، لأنه كل مكان يقال المثل المعروف المال السايب بيعلم الناس السرقة. فاحفظ يعني احفظ مالك، وعرف كيف تدير الفندز الصغيرة اللي معك بالتور بالرحلة، وما بتكون عرضة ان شاء الله لأي ضرر او سرقة بإذن الله. يا حبايبنا عم يوصلوا ويجولوا يأمنوا الأمن يعني المناطق دي. عاد كثير عم نكمل التور، انه باقي مطر خفيف كمان اليوم. بنعرف كيف التور رح تكون ماشي يعني، بس انه قاعدين قائمة التور سواء مطر او صحو. بانكو دي اسبانيا. هون بدأنا الووكينج تور مع شركة منظمة كتير مهم، يعني قضاء الوقت السريع مع شركة منظمة لأنه بيعطي معلومات أساسية مستحيل السائح يكون يعرفها لحاله. فهون بداية التور.
On silver jewelry. I'm not telling you that the building was made in silver. I'm talking about the beautiful details. So, plateresco, plata, silver, silverest is some kind of a, well, silver details used on the architecture. Yeah, they are doing the same thing, but with machines, okay? So, the situation it was that the plateresco or the silverest designing was also not so quick as Charles thought. I don't know if you have seen that, but the building is not finished yet. I don't know what he was expecting, you know, we were still in Spain. So, at the end, imagine the situation when Isabel I from Portugal, okay, the future wife, arrives here to the city. She felt totally alone. She don't knows anyone in Sevilla. She still has no ring, okay? And when she saw that the building wasn't finished yet, says, Charles, what the hell is that? You know, I was expecting some. You said that you are the imperator. What the hell is that? She was expecting like something like a really big, great celebration, beautiful buildings. At the end, the ceremony, as it was planned, it was made at the cathedral. After the ceremony, the couple were coming here. We were staying here with the building on the background for these beautiful. These paintings, we're gonna find the first Photoshop of the history. Because on these paintings, the building is totally done. You know, the reality is so. Looks about the ridiculous circumstances that the top of the building, the decoration stopped before. The first floor continue a little bit more, the ground floor is close to be finished. So step by step till today. Well, the building always has been the city hall, always has been the local government, and still today okay, you stay here in the downtown? Well, so now we just arrived, as I told you, to the Sevillian Cathedral, but also, as I told you, this is a very, very special place because we are exactly in front of the three remains, okay, that still nowadays we have alive from the old mosque in the city of Sevilla. About which three remains I'm talking? I'm talking about the gate in front of you, I'm talking about the patio inside, and of course I'm talking about the next stop, that it will be the minaret or the, no, it's not possible to see from here, but we will go later to the minaret or the Alminar Tower of the mosque. The question is, why so long time later, why after so many different civilizations we still have alive some remains of the mosque where the cathedral is situated. So the origins about this construction belongs to the 10th century when the Islamics built the main mosque in Sevilla, the Alhama Mosque. So this temple, it was working till 1248. In 1248, Fernando III, Ferdinand III, as I told you, was conquering the city of Sevilla. He founded the first day a totally Islamic city. There was Islamics everywhere. Sevilla has hundreds of mosques. Catholic society is going to grow. Catholics were getting like an opportunity in Sevilla to start to living here with under a new Catholic government. Catholic society started to grow, but there wasn't enough churches for all these Catholic society that were coming. So Fernando III was saying, we have no churches, let's use the main mosque as a mixed building. So one construction for two religions inside. Forget about the three remains. I'm not talking about the gate, the patio, and the tower. I'm talking about when the whole building, it was the main mosque in Sevilla. So there's gonna be one building for two religions. That was working between 1248 and 1315. In 1315, after the earthquake from Faro, at the south of Portugal, biggest part of the mosque collapsed and fall down. Just survived gate, patio, and part of the tower. So these three remains were kept alive, and it was used to connect to it the future cathedral. Now we have it, a building that is part Islamic, part Catholic in just one construction. So that was working like that till the 16th century. At the 16th century arrives the Inquisition. Do you remember the
وبيستمر الشرح عن تاريخ المبنى العظيم الكاتدرائية والجزئية اللي خاصة بالوضوء عند المسلمين.
Called the ablution patio. The ablution was the ritual of purification, washing hands, feet, and some other parts of the body to be ready. Okay,
Ablution.
Islamic society being ready before to go to pray to the temple. Okay, so now from this designing, let's go inside and let's see how it's today. I'm going to show you which part is original and which part it was readapted. Okay, follow me in here. Yep.
I can give them right example how it's done.
Okay. So by the way, still today you can take a look about the central fountain. There is a fountain in the middle of the patio. This fountain, it was used for the ablution rituals, okay, this kind of a purification. And when the Catholics arrived to the control of the city, as they don't have this kind of a ritual, they said, okay, ablution patio, no, okay? And there was one fountain and 45 orange trees, okay? So the orange tree patio forever, okay? Till today. Probably you can take a look about the bell tower, is over there, okay? Probably you can take a look about the gate from the cathedral, is in front of you, just in front of you. And now I'm going to ask you if you can just stay in some kind of a semicircle to everyone can see. You can't pick them up from the tree, but anyway are not sweet oranges, very sour. If the oranges it will be sweet, won't be there. Yeah. Waiting for you. No. We will pick them up. Even if it's forbidden, and we will pick them up. But are totally sour. If you just want one, I can take it.
حتى بشرحوا للجايد انه الوفير باوروبا كانه اجت بديل عن اماكن الوضوء، لانه رفضوا انه يخلوا اماكن اسمها اماكن الوضوء يعني المسلمين، فاستعاضوا عنهم بنوافير. هاي اللي بنشوفها دائما باغلب الساحه، نوافير مع تماثيل مع كذا، هي بديل عن الاماكن الوضوء تاعت المسلمين.
Pictures book, you can see one tower in 3 different moments of the history. Okay, in the picture there are just one tower, 3 moments. Please, let's focus on it. Okay, so don't happen as last Saturday. It's true, last Saturday the group was like a little bit bigger. Okay, I was talking about the tower, and after the explanation somebody was asking me where was the other 2 towers. It's the same tower the whole time, okay? Just to be clear. Okay, look at this, it's the same. Just getting some kind of a redesigning in the top. Okay, this tower in here, it was the first tower. It was made by Muslims, it was made for Muslims, okay? And as you can see, there are no bells in there. These blue domes and the golden domes was used for the Islamic rituals. As they don't use bells from this blue dome 5 times per day, every single day of the year, okay, from this blue dome, the Islamic priest, the muazzin, okay, was going up from this blue dome, was getting their own ritual, calling the people to the oration. So as they has no bells, 5 times per day was going up with their own voice, okay, was alerting their society it was time to go.
Shall I give you example?
If you want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. They call like this. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Something like that, but like louder.
Yeah. I can go up and
remember the whole city, and that's the reason. So the whole city was getting this kind of a sound, and it was the Islamic tower, made it by Muslims, made it for Muslims. From this first tower, we just moved to this second one. This tower, it was the mixed tower. It was one tower for 2 religions, and you can see how there was used a bell for Catholic ritual, and this little cabin for Islamic ones. Okay, was getting one tower and 2 different rituals to call and advise 2 different religions. Okay, same place, not same hour of the day, but 2 different rituals. Okay, for 2 different societies and representations. Names of the mosque. Okay, to the Catholic construction. Okay. Have you distinguished the different designing and the different material? All this section is made of pottery bricks. All this section is made of blocks of stone. Okay. Arabic designing is called almohade, from the Gothic one. Okay. The remains of the mosque from the Catholic temple.
الفخار البريكس اللي هو
So
القرنيد
this is
يعني
the place
كلها
of
مبنية
connection
المنارة من
between
الفخار
the
القرنيد.
elements.
هون بعدين
and the
بنوا الكنيسة من الحجر.
Almohade.
مؤذن.
To get the ticket online, it's much more easy, quicker.
And this drawing Yes.
Ends in 2 hours.
Oh, this is 2 hours.
This tour is 2 hours. We will finish around 12 and 10, something like that, yeah.
But we can buy tickets to Alcazar now.
You can also buy tickets for Alcazar. I totally recommend you.
Of course, yeah.
Alcazar is incredible. Okay, so now we just arrived, as I told you before, Plaza del Triunfo. You can read it there. And Plaza del Triunfo is definitely the most important place in the city of Sevilla. It is because we are right now exactly in the middle between three historical constructions that were the representation of the three most important pillars or powers of any civilization during the times. I'm talking about the power of the religion, focusing the Sevillian cathedral, the economical power, focusing the main market, that is what's called Market of Indias, again, later I will explain you, and the power of the state and the government focused in the royal palace, what nowadays is called the Alcazar. By the way, the three constructions has been considered and recognized as World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. Okay? So it's also one of the reasons because it's probably the most important place in the city center of Sevilla. So we have been talking about the power of the religion. You can see here some other view of the cathedral, much more Catholic elements than in the other side that it was mainly Islamic. And now we are going to continue and focus in the power of the government, the power of the state. The royal palace, the Sevillian Alcazar, nowadays has been recognized as the oldest monument in Sevilla, the oldest construction in the city. This building belongs to the year 913, okay, the beginning of the 10th century, when Abderrahman III, okay, coming originally from Syria, okay, their ancestors were from Syria, decided just to get like a new dimension for the Islamic control in the south of the peninsula. Probably most of you knows that Cordoba, it was the capital of Al-Andalus, okay? The great mosque of Cordoba. There are another Alcazar, another palace in Cordoba, but they decided just to show their power in some other places. That was how the Alhambra in Granada, it was born, how the Alcazaba in Malaga, and how the Sevillian Alcazar was starting to get much more importance and popularity during the Arabic times in the peninsula. Okay, so basically this construction, the Sevillian Alcazar, belongs to the 10th century, and nowadays we can say that it's not a royal palace, at least it's not one. It's a collection of palaces that were growing through the times. Every single Khalifa, every single king that were passing through here were adding new constructions. By the way, the oldest palace, as I told you, belongs to the year 913. The most modern one belongs to the 19th century. Okay? This construction has been done during 1,000 years. This don't mean that because we are Spanish, we spend 1,000 years to make a royal palace, okay? Just to be clear, okay? Just during 1,000 years, the palace, it was growing with new constructions, with new patios, new gardens. Visiting nowadays the Alcazar is like to travel through the times of our history. Every single artistic style, every single designing, okay, that has been used during the history of Sevilla, you can find it inside. Palaces connected through galleries to another patios, another constructions, and also behind of these walls you are going to find 8 hectares of gardens, natural elements that so important were for Islamic society and royalty. So it's the most visited monument in Sevilla. I totally recommend you to visit inside. It's an amazing construction. This is the entrance, as you can see, and you can get daily the tickets online, okay, to enjoy the Alcázar. It's definitely really amazing to visit inside. Just walking through the times, walking through different artistic style.
زيارة قصر حيكون لها فيديو مخصص لها لأنه بهالتور اليوم ما كان في تذاكر متوفرة وكنا قضينا وقت النهار كله بالتور، فرح تشوفوا فيديو تاني فيه تفصيل زيارة القصر.
So now we are going into the way to the Alfonso 13 Hotel. It's just
the Colorado Canyon in Nevada, Las Vegas.
yeah, also
Las Vegas already closed. Interesting activity. Yes. Something a little different.
it's one of the most interesting parts of the United States for me.
Also good way. That's right.
Stay. Sorry. Stay a little bit like over there. It's better if you stay in this side because some traffic is coming sometimes. Thank you. That's enough. Okay, so now we just arrived to the much more modern part of our history, you know. We are just traveling through the times, just advancing a little bit more through the history of our country and our city. And now we just arrived to the 20th century, okay? Just modern constructions, well, modern constructions from 100 years ago. This building, the Alfonso 13 Hotel, it was a construction that it was made because of the really great celebration that Sevilla took at the year 1929, okay? Sevilla has been very lucky city to celebrate two expositions during our history. I suppose that all of you knows what is a world exposition or an universal exposition. We celebrate the modern exposition 30 years ago. It was the Universal Exposition 1992. But we also celebrate another exposition, was not a world exposition, was not an universal exposition, was an Ibero-Americanic exposition. This celebration, it was made to improve the relationships Latin America and Spain after the independence war between the colonies and our country, okay? The exposition was getting two very important factors. First of all, on the way from Spain, Royal Tobacco Factory. And as I told you, the Royal Tobacco Factory, it was definitely one of the most powerful industries in Sevilla. The tobacco, as I told you also, it was originally coming from America. When the people here in Spain and Europe discovered how value it was the tobacco, they start to produce and get the cultivation of tobacco in here in the fields of tobacco. But this building was huge industry for our city, in our country. By the way, you can see how big is the building, okay? Especially from the times that we are talking, the second half of the 18th century. And also, as I told you, was under the control of the government. Belongs to the kingdoms of Ferdinand VI. This building was producing tobacco. The first kind of tobacco was tobacco smoked. stay on the left, okay? Be careful with the biking area. This section, biking area. Plaza de España. Now we have been passing next to this building here. We have seen many symbols here related to Portugal. I told you before about the Ibero-American exposition. We were talking about it next to the Alfonso Hotel. And this exposition were giving us a lot of heritage, many buildings dedicated to the different countries that were coming to the exposition: Colombia, Argentina, Ecuador, Peru, United States, Mexico. You were there. No, inside this school of Today I think it's gonna be the last. It's getting warm. No, yeah, this evening is gonna be real rainy. Not this. Bueno.
Hola.
Hola.
Construction is made for the egg. You can read the Pavilion of Spain. Pavilion of Spain. It's from the 20th century. Less than 100 years ago. It was a really amazing construction.
And the same area was it for the pavilion?
Yeah. Oh, this was the pavilion.
Pavilion like a city يعني.
Yeah, it was really amazing. Okay, we stop in here. That's the end of the tour. Well, so that was the end of the tour. This place is called Plaza de España nowadays. But originally, the name of this building, the name of this place is called Spanish Pavilion or Pavilion of Spain. Surprise, because this construction, it was made exclusively for the Ibero-American Expo in Sevilla. I told you in a couple of times, the Expo, it was made to improve the relationships Latin America and Spain. The pavilion had a lot of symbology about it. The form of the building, it's a semi-circular construction that represents a heart to Latin America because of all the time coming, and also a lot of symbology focused in the national representation, so the country of Spain. There are 4 bridges, 1 bridge in here, 2 extra bridges in the center, 1 farther away, like the 4 kingdoms, Castilla, León, Navarra, Aragon, that were crossing the Atlantic Ocean into the way to America. Also, a lot of national symbology. You can take a look at the ground floor. There are a lot of ceramic tiles at the ground floor, at the face of the building. There are 48 of them, like the 48 provinces in Spain. Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Cadiz, to the whole country felt represented in here. During the Expo Plaza de España, it was the representation of Spain, so gastronomy of Spain, music of Spain, every single tradition of every single corner of our country, it was represented in here. And also, for example, the national architecture with a lot of influence from the Islamic designing. Okay, 800 years of Islamic history. So you can see how many pottery elements and ceramic tiles with Islamic influence we still have nowadays in here. And well, when the expo it was finished, Plaza España it was closed, public administration, and it was reopened as a bureaucratical center inside of the building. You can still find nowadays offices, administration, and nothing. There are nothing for you inside of the building, but you can enjoy about the open space in the plaza, and of course the gallery cover now if you want to move from the.
لسوء الحظ بوصولنا لبلازا دي إسبانيا ما كان فينا نكمل لأنه كان المطر كتير قوي، ولحسن الحظ لأنه يعني دل بالبال أنه لازم نجي لمرة تانية ونشوفها بطقس كان صحو أكتر. فالنكست فيديو إن شاء الله فيديونا التاني راح يكون ببلازا دي إسبانيا بعد مرور سنتين من تصوير الفيديو الأول. هذا الفيديو كان 2022. بهالسنة 2024 كان لنا زيارة تانية لسيفيا أو إشبيلية، وصورنا تصوير كامل ببلازا دي إسبانيا. راح يكون الفيديو التاني إن شاء الله. أما هون فكانت نهاية الجولة التور مع الشركة المنظمة، وتابعنا يعني ببقية شوارع ويعني مناطق إشبيلية اللي رائعة جدا. راح يكون في كمان فيديو تاني فيه زيارة القصر اللي مرينا فيه وتم شرح مفصل عنه. راح يكون له فيديو كمان جديد أو تاني وآخر إن شاء الله بالمستقبل القريب. فتابعونا وإن شاء الله تكونوا مبسوطين بفيديوهات إسبانيا وبكل فيديوهاتنا.